Wow. Omo hino ho no abeka yensa wa. Na ne nua nso ne Alaji Azuma Banda meboa.
Me nua.
Unua pa no.
Me nua pa.
Papa no a businessman kese pa o Ghana ha o.
Worldwide
Ankasa.
Worldwide obia ni
no. Onyuma hudu opi. First name near one say is it Fadel. Okay, Fadel Azuma Banda and so woman Chenwa. And ne Banda for ne dear Shemu. Ne papa and ne Alaji Azuma Banda. He's your father, right?
Yes,
okay,
that's right.
Okay, Pacho by microphone no mame and nano pe na fe yen she on comment. Ti what woman ye baby di enkomo ene anopa obebusa say business mogul say wo he nkrofo ntene nka and the whole lot ana ekoso ana anopa ye ne family na hia ye bedi nkomo e wo hanom ene anopa so unua ne ho te say
ne de nyame timinti ne de no ho ye
eze ne ho mfa no na ne ho mfa no
because na ne ho mfa no na no yiri penyina akofa na free no yiri ketwa hode na ko 37 hospital
okay
me free kuma se bae no na menua no na wonhu se me nipa no wonhu me na no yiri penyini no try doctors no hwe no mo se gise omo operate no e mana aduane
okay
because wonidi onum nsuo ana doctors no ko agina omusu no age no na hoode na ekuta no ya aduane no fa no hwini mu a ebe ha adwen na omusu amba biom se ye tube mu man direct ya se de no so no asi atare no eno so den be 50-50 but no yire no agina so no yire panyin no se wa accept se omunye me a me ye nunua no 50-50 no ba ma so mu no na mani nye ho but no yiri panyin no risky say ai omunye doctors no ko agina esamba say operation no ye 130 million Ghana cedis all cedis
13,000 cedis
ntino obetimi no say ai obetimi
e na yiri pani no
yiri pe o so obetimi
okay
wo 65 won no bagging no mso okay won yimbra oyi bae no omde no ko no mpaebo de bompaye sa me bompaye sa bro na mani nyi ho no omde no ko enti by 3.5 hours no omde no bae omde bae no yede no beto ho afede na okesi yede no bae no obeda ho no okesi afede na miyem hihye because oda ho no wonye sa de no na me my friend doctor no oba no so aduane no penetrate nso no muntino ne esese eba no ti menya abotre my man aduane for 24 hours my man drip for 24 hours my man hwe won na ho sa for 24 hours nti ade chi ye be 12:30 no mbe fa no ko theater omudi no ko less than 30 minutes to mba ya no mo sere omo sa fa nso no be bia ni ho a abontokuro nti no eye afede betuma fidi no ne free ho ko no be 4 days ansa na wo busa me say me ba daban
ebra wa around no
wo se me ba daban na me bo date no kire no say me ba na sei o yi sei ya mi wo henfa na me so me wo hospital wo no so da hospital no se sa me say wan kasa bio as I say, I am no work. I say, and run on mamma need G papa. And run would do come on. A busame when Nantu call my leak tone and Joe Canning in Archer. And run our canning in up to now, no, or no show fan and no. When did ye enfan 10 BI feedino. But they say no why a din. Na dwene so abandora ne da watimi akasa ama yanyina yani age no Moscow ho ne otiamu no enura oba ho woni ne kasa more than 30 minutes obusa ne se okohe na wonhu no ka che ne se oho na da bia oba ne nchen no se saa o se an One ni di nkoma ma no ka je ne say efiada or the no be call mosque no so call mosque a che papa yo ka kire no enti se de ye danyame ase se waba good hands waba no yiri panyinu ama se papa no na furu a start ye kese enti ye danyame ase pa baby a no wo no doctors no so my doctor report
okay
omucho report said they ba na yo funu doctors no doctors report aba say the infections e won ho no o ma clear no nyina
die na Alhaji Azuma Banda de nim na Antrak group of companies in send the Antrak Ghana hanyuma bebre ana wono na nsa ehya ase as say from 2021 2021 it was very rough. A whole lot of issues happened. Edia neto no yes na yire kuma bi ne ono ne shefie o makwan mo bi e mehwe no and all that.
And no kra na first no na me ba ho behwe no. Akire ena no yire kuma na say me brother ne say wo mpese obehu manim. Intino o mame enhu no. Minko mami sifie ho biom. In fact, okasa no ehema bufuo. Minia no mi hu for almost 3.5 years.
Hey.
Mi hu no biom problem 3.5 years. November emuna me tie se ya fa no frifie ho.
How na kofa na frifie?
No yiri panyini.
This November year you wo mu ye. Ai na ye 30 afui.
Eye 30 afui. Ina me fa car me buy. Me be duru ye no na no yiri panyini no ka kire doctors ne say. Se de Azuma Banda wura aba. Me tambia me ba bia no wo kwan se me wura ho ahwe no. Ene no ma. Wono de opa obekọ. Because we be soja, we be ware. Nti no mana no de ene Azuma Banda, ene Azuma Banda abusuafo. So me ba ye no me nkoe. Busumba kuni mba ye me nkoe. De bia me hospital ho. Except ne ya me wono no yiri panyinu ne to ho. Because we say ya twrabo gate na no say obi antimi ma ho mehwe no.
Ne yiri kuma na owai de na ato no no wai.
Because me free kuma se baaye no. Enna no yiri panyinu no ka kire me say no yiri kuma no ko London. 1 month 2 weeks. Nti okofa no ade achen ya nwumre no ana ono so free London baaye. O baaye nso na me wo ho no. O Sama 37 hospital, military hospital. No Sama commander no o take care of hospital no. No Sama me yiri panyinu no so. No me de ko Adenta court. Judge no yo ba me mankobi. Ne mti ya ne se wabu asem no se yemfa me brother emma no. Nti me hospital ona no lawyers ba ho. No hospital for no say omuntimi mfa no ma no. Enye wono na enye omo na de no ba hospital ho. Ni ode no ba ye no so omo de be ma na di so omo be release ni di a de ode no ba ye no omo de be ba no. No mu yusu where they be say even at all so bodam need the nipa ba ho no mu receive no a omu release ma bodam ni no enti eno ho na ye ko ho court na ye ko Supreme Court no yiri panyini no e de go so mo order no ba ye no e High Court no de ko Supreme Court na e de e serve omokrata say on the 6th December hearing no mo ko trokrata ko the court to say 6 you know is too long for them until yan can say no 24th na ko court to 24th the court to 24th no jeje a wotena so no jeje no ye kramboni tanko nti tanko kolo asem no so omo na de 24 no bae nti 24 no omo na efre omo efre no Banda enna me brother baako ba atifie ho efre ono so Abu Zakari na efre omo na efre no yirpen kasanera Banda nti ho na jeje no mi huni e ba no so no se adentina papa no omo ha ne sa oso obi a wanya 90 something years adentina omo ha ne sa number 2 oda so da hospital bed on be so mukunu ana se papa no woni sika ka omo akwa agya no ntinu won ka asem no won jeje asem no wo advice omo lawyers no enkohunu Azuma Banda busuafo no omo enkasa na se omo amode 24 no ba no nti won mu nti ase dia omo ko chief justice ho no mo omo judge foforo onu dia sa asem no wontena so ne sorry nti je no ye twen so lawyers no ahia o so mu hia yo ye nim ye say ye so no e mana mema no nyina wu aka me nko a ene ma e ma no okumase ti me twen so mo fra na mama e ma na fa plane aba yewo abusua so yewo mu biological abusua wo ho ena abusua tenten so wo ho abusua so na ye free papa ba ko no ya aka no ye nurse min kwa na me be ma wo misuna mi di papa de misuna me the whole Ashanti Banda for hine alaji na nanka wa se woji no so wono na dwumanti no nya de a obetimi adi na me ode mam okay ma memfa Fadel Emrem. Yes, so you somewhere in 2021 you wanted to see your father.
Yes, that is correct.
And it turned out to be a whole lot of issues. According to reports, you went there with some group of people, and then the police were called in. You were arrested and all that. You and some 2 other guys.
Yes, I actually went there to do a press conference because 2019 I went to London for work, and even before I left, I tried to see my father. They refused me entry. So when I came...
Before that, what has been the relationship between you and your father?
I worked for the man from the time I finished university. I worked for him till the time Antrak Air closed. I was his general manager when the Antrak Air closed. So out of all my siblings, I'm actually the closest with my father, working for him for over 11 years.
How come you couldn't get access to him?
Because unfortunately, 2015, my father went for an operation on his neck. And he came back quite poorly. So from that time on, it was like his motor function started to reduce. His hands, he stopped, he lost the use of his hands and his legs. So by the time 2018 came, he went for another operation. He'd completely lost his use of his legs and his hands, and he needed full-time care. So it was very easy for them to seize his phones, lock him inside his own house, and come and tell you your father doesn't want to see you. And that's the game they've been playing since 2018.
Who locked him?
His second wife, Edwina Banda. She has never made any effort to know outside of the family, even though she came to meet us when she married my father in 91. She's kept herself completely segregated. So when she saw that my father now is run down, she used the opportunity to lock him and play this game where she's literally denied access to his brothers, his sisters, his wife, his children for years now, even his business partner. And my mother has been married to him under ordinance in the UK since 1974.
Wow.
Yes.
So your mother is the first wife of Alhaji Banda?
Yes, my mother is his senior first wife.
So the fact that your father didn't want to see was a made-up story. It wasn't a true reflection of the wish of the man.
I mean, let's put it this way. Since the 8th of October, I've been in the hospital with my father by his bedside. I spend no less than 5 hours a day with the man. He bears me no ill will. He's not even aware I have a criminal case, and he has a statement against me.
Yes. There is a report out there that your father said the police should have shot you.
Well, I don't really want to comment too much because it's an ongoing criminal case, and in fact, tomorrow the case is on again.
Yeah.
The prosecution is still presenting their case, and we are waiting to see if there's any merit for us to even present a defense case. So let's wait and see and not jump the gun and make any proclamations. But the case is ongoing. I mean, I invite any reporter to come tomorrow at La Court 8:30 to witness the proceedings for themselves. I have nothing to hide.
Okay, so all you wanted was for you to see your dad and to ensure that he is hale and healthy.
Yes, I mean, a lot of people want to see my father. I mean, my father's English partner, one Robert Harrison Baines, he's been my father's partner since before I was born. In the UK, they ran Ro-Ro services together. We speak every other week. Since 2018, he's been cut off from my father. So he's been calling me, Fidel, have you managed to see your father? We have a lot to sort out. We have a lot to discuss. Anytime I call Baba, it's like, your father is sleeping. We can't get hold of your father. She played this game 2019, 2020, even 2019. My father's partner got so desperate, he even called Yoni Kolende and said, Yoni, I know you're Alhaji's lawyer, and I need to speak to Alhaji.
Yoni Kolende is now a Supreme Court judge.
Yes, he used to be my father's lawyer for some time. And my father's partner in the UK knows him as that. So he called Yoni in 2019 to even say, I haven't been able to get hold of Alhaji for over a year now, and we need to speak to him. Is there any way you can even call Edwina and make way for one of us to come and see him? So Yoni actually called Edwina, and then they selected one of Alhaji's partners, one Mr. Comis, to come. So November 2019, Mr. Comis took a flight all the way from the UK, thinking that he has an appointment to see Alhaji to discuss pertinent issues. Edwina would not let the man in. So yes, then subsequently after that, April 2020, my father's partner was pressuring her, we need to speak to Alhaji. We have a lot to sort out. So then Edwina now employed one Dr. R. Mahmood, and he wrote a medical report citing that my father has undergone all sorts of operations, he has reduced motor functions, and that he needs full-time care, and he has stage 5 dementia. So they can't speak to my father. So my father's partner then was like, oh, if this is the situation of Alhaji, then we as his partners need to take over and, organize his affairs. Baba then called my father's partner in 2020 to tell them that no, the medical report is false. It cannot be relied on. Then she cut him off completely and doesn't answer his call to date.
Wow. And since this whole, let me say, quote and unquote, drama began to pan out, have you had some notable people trying to intervene? Because I think there was a time people were calling the chief imam to intervene to rescue the man, because looking at his pedigree, what he has achieved, an astute businessman, and looking at how his life is going down, you need some prominent people to also step in to ensure that sanity prevails. Did you ever have anyone of such nature to intervene?
Oh yes, when I came back last year, 2021 February, the first thing I did was try to see my father. I went to the gate, I knocked, it didn't work. The second thing I did was I went to see the then airport Commander Asedu. I think he's now being transferred to Nima. So I went to see him because I even called him from the UK that I need to see my father. There's a lot of fraud going on around him. And his only advice was go to court or go and see Chief Imam. So I took his advice and I went to see Chief Imam. February 2021. So after me and my mother went to see Chief Imam. Chief Imam is a close friend of my father's. He even inaugurated my father's mosque when he opened it. So Chief Imam was very concerned. So right in front of us, he got his spokesman to call the then airport commander. And his words were, I would like to come and see Alhaji and pray for him and see if there's any problem between him and his son. I don't like what is going on. So can the commander Asedu, seeing that he has a relationship with Edwina, can he make way for National Chief Imam to come? 1 week passed, we went back, they called the commander again, no news. 2 weeks passed, we went back, they called the commander. All the commander could say is the woman is difficult. They couldn't even get to Alhaji, my father, and ask him or tell him that the chief imam wanted to come and see him. It's like he doesn't exist. She is the gatekeeper. So efforts were made and they were not allowed to come to fruition.
So even the effort of the chief imam couldn't materialize. Anyway, and once upon a time too, there were news reports that some people wanted to dispose some of his assets. People wanted to sell his properties and all that, some of the land bearing his name and all that. How true was that as well?
As we sit now, there have been some properties which have been sold. Yes.
Your father's properties have been sold?
Yes, they've been sold. I mean, they've been trying to take over property. I mean, case in point, last year, because I was working in the UK and I got stuck here due to this criminal case she's put on me. So my mother even asked me that, do I want a place to work from? So I actually went to go and work from the Antwerp Air office. It's an airport. So when I went there, the lady sent the Abu Zakari, the one who's living in the house with her, to evict me from the property.
Your father's property?
My father's property. He
where
said
Antwerp office used to be?
Yes.
And you were the manager for...
I was the manager.
Antwerp for 12 years. 11 years. 12 years. Okay.
Yes. So they tried to evict me from the property. Not even that. They sent boys to come and break the locks and change it. So I had to even arrest them to airport. And when that happened... you can see the airport commander from my previous case was very biased. So he even wanted to take the people to my father without me. So I was very reluctant and I even accused him of wanting to go and put words in my father's mouth. And so eventually I had to transfer the case to Central Police Station where it just fell to pieces. But when Central Police Station had the case, they tried every effort to go and see my father to verify whether he actually gave the instructions. They refused them all access. In fact, the same Dr. Mahmood brought another medical report November last year stating that the police couldn't speak to Alhaji due to mental incapacitation. And that was November 2021. December 2021, what we found out was one of my mother's and father's first matrimonial properties in Aija in Kumasi had been sold. To one...
Aija?
Yes. Prime location has been sold. So my question is, if Edwina can send a medical report to the Ghana police in November 2021 stating that they could not speak to my father to verify a criminal case because of mental incapacitation, how is she sitting next to my father signing indentures and properties next to a man who's supposedly mentally incapacitated? And my mother has an interest in that property. It's the first matrimonial home my mother and father brought in 1976. And she wasn't even aware it's been sold until the man started building.
Where has been your mother all this while? How come she's not with your father? How come Where has she been?
She's been here.
Here.
Yes, she's been here in Ghana. Unfortunately.
How did the second wife get access to your father? How did she become so close with him to the extent that she is able to supposedly lock him up? How did she get that power, that authority, that veto to be doing what she is doing?
Like I said, my father's hands and legs don't work, so he's at the mercy of them. So unless they open the door, you cannot enter.
Is it the case that, okay, when your how many wives does
my father has 2 wives, but he's always kept them separated, segregated.
Everyone, okay,
yes, so
living in her own place.
In their own place.
And your father also has
my father, he used to share time between the 2 houses.
Between the 2 houses,
yes,
okay.
Even
so he's here today.
He's here today, here tomorrow. But then even from 2005 to 2015, he never stayed with Edwina one day. Yes. Baba, he didn't stay with her one day. He stayed with my mother and us in his primary house.
He was all the time with your mother?
Yes.
So
because of some Tagore allegations, you remember around 2005 there was a speculation of adultery and whatnot. So my father left the house and didn't stay there from 2005 until she took him from the hospital back to her house. That's how she captured him.
Okay. So as it stands now, your father, how do I even put it? Your father is now in the care of your mother.
Yes.
Right? And then she's doing everything right for him to ensure that he is stable. And as your uncle alluded to not long ago, that at least for the first time in so many years, he was able to communicate with him extensively yesterday. And that makes him so very much happy about it. So what is the way forward for you now?
Well, it's really up to Baba. She is the one who's played this dirty game for so long, restricting access, selling Alaji's properties. Never once has she wanted to come and sit down and speak to his primary family. She'd rather try to erase us, destroy us with lies in the press. I mean, it's only recently that I saw some of the publications that were written about me last year.
Yes.
And the funny part about that is, not one of those publications spoke to my father. So I'm surprised how they were able to quote all that information. So the way forward is up to her. She has to accept Alaji had a family and she came to meet us, and that Alaji is a human being. And just because somebody is in your house and you're looking after him, it does not mean you own him. And you know, she has taken her position with Alaji, her proximity to Alaji, as though she is Alaji. So she sells his cars, she sells his properties. She has gone to even do false documents to Registrar General's office to remove my mother as director of companies. She's called banks up, like Zenith Bank, Antrak Air account. She called them to basically state that my father's signature has changed, send a new signature card. Then she pocketed $120,000 to her private account. So there's a lot of criminal cases I actually have currently pending against her at Central Police Station, at headquarters. No less than 4 criminal cases, which have been ongoing since last year, November. And I believe that is Baba's biggest fear. Now that Alaji is out of her hands, will these criminal cases proceed?
Does your father still have companies running?
Yes, he's still the franchise owner for UPS, so that is still operating. Apart from that, most of it is just shares or the dividends he earns. But his only company operating is UPS, but that's a franchise. But that runs itself with the manager.
UPS,
United Parcel Service.
Okay. What do they do?
They're like DHL.
Okay.
They do parcels. They're the brown logo. I think you may have seen them.
Okay. Nana, the adro no na mi busa senti say no what next? Say here there monsa timia can say first wife on the money you fine. On them you fine men can say monsa timia kan Alaja say mo na mo hwe nti what next?
Say
Pacho be Mike.
They say trend here. judge no kan no ntini se omu timi bana yetena se na ye kan say ebeda na busuafo dia ntini mejina ho ye bejina ho agye no
ntisi ade mo pene se obeba bedi mo nsem kra
say ya me boa na ye hwe no we otiapo ende onu bibi oboko no onu nanim ye ntimi decide man no na mo say die ebetima decide man no e pese ye gye no nti ye twen se either so mbaba ma ya tena se so mo mba so na se mbra kwan so na ya fa mbra kwan so na ya tuma gye ade
so the way I'm waiting me ahwe no kama no ne man o mo say
no man o mo ye du
okay, so where are the rest of your siblings? How come you are the one neck deep in all this? Where are the rest of your siblings?
Well, like I said, I'm the only one who worked for my father for so long, so I'm probably the closest to him in that respect. I mean, my sister's very close with him in a different way, but out of all of them, I probably spent the most time with him over the, you know, in our adult life, working close with him. So I mean, my second older brother is there. He's here in Ghana. He chips in when it's needed. My sister is here. It's just my two older brothers. No, my third brother and my first brother, they are abroad.
Okay.
One's in Canada, one's in the UK.
Okay. So, okay. Do you intend going back to the UK?
Well, for now, my father needs to be looked after.
Okay.
You know, he's in a very vulnerable position, and there's a lot to sort out in terms of what has happened over the last few years.
Okay.
Just that his absence, the vacuum that is created, has caused a lot of problems that need to be resolved. So I don't see myself leaving anytime soon.
So what do you do here?
Right now, I mean, I chase contracts and Boston and stuff like that. I mean, I was happily working in the UK as a property manager.
Okay.
So, but then with my criminal case that Baba put on me, I had to stay to defend it. So I've been stuck here for the last 2 years.
Have you been able to explain to your dad what has happened for this last couple of years?
We've told him what has been going on, and you know, he's surprised to hear most of it. You know, when you talk to him, you see his eyes will widen, and he'd be like, you know, it's like he's hearing it for the first time. So he was shocked to hear that I'm in court against, Baba has taken me to court. He's totally unaware. Meanwhile, his statement is there against me.
Anyway, Alaji Azuma Banda nkomo. Enya na shasi ache. Shasi ache be he wo mai mu and all that. Say the men can say first wife no family ni so chirima say the omunsa kan omo agya. Na nwuma ni nyina say the ne ba ne ka no asemo. Ya ma me yonko pada na say wa from Peace Watch Ghana. Ma me akwaba.
Meje moso.
Na pomu ye de.
Oh, oba de ada Roma.
Sounds who did the ekoso ni nyina echi.
Oh, so say Peace Watch Ghana de ye de tembia ne ye hoho ema the voiceless ena ye hwe se pepper ye so be ye den ebe ye adwuma enti no em say te say de ensema wo mu ken e ya hweho kwabena e ya hweho pa looking at obiti say Alaji Azuma Banda na papa yi se ne wasi abo ne bra animnyama papa yi wo krom ha wo hwe both the presidents a wo mu abehina papa have dealt with them. So Yewura President John Dramani Mahama, Yewura Nana Akufo-Addo, President the late even Atamos, a whole lot. So papa ne de unim so your business mugu. E wo krom ha do bia nim papa no. But e ya hweho papa say nipa nimnyam ni sei. Na okọ ebia ne nkokura bremu no. Na saa no ma we hina be ye den ebeba. Na asem we start yache, me medi akirache. Papa na yire na ni dindi Cassandra Azuma Banda no. Oye Mrs. Ankasa o wedded wife papa no wedding wo UK. Papa ni maame no Alaji Azuma Banda ne Mrs. Cassandra Azuma Banda started bra from the scratch. Mrs. Cassandra Azuma Banda shia papa no na papa no onya Alaji Azuma Banda no ye Mr. Azuma Banda. So na maame ne ye very very coded person. Oye raba very quiet. Almost say we ase no ye won kofo bi wo ho a wo monte se me ameti hei o se mi say de wo de wasamba me so a ene ye wo boa ene me no wi hinara oh ene ye besi but who say maame ni ye so calm person me say kwabena say wo hia maame na wo ne kasakra ye ne den nti question na wo bisa ne be yi say na for all this time here sa buru hai koso yi na wo maame wo he maame no hu say wo hwe sa muslims mpepefo mpanyimfo ya wo mo ntete ye ne ba bia wo mo free ba no wo mo no sa gegegegege no se bi otafrache wo mo abrabo no eye different nti maame no na sam ne say oni ni kun no start ye no na se bi otafrache baba Banda was nowhere onye against say ni kun akwaware baba Banda because mpepefo de wo mo tumi ware bebre
muslims
wo mo tumi ware bebre nti ono de only problem nti se ni kun akwaware a enha no because ono kra no before be ware papa no na papa ne maame no mo kra papa ne papa no wo mo ware mienu o sahin a ne papa no ne step mother wo ekoho papa ne maame wo ho nti ono de enha no because people de ye wo mo emra se utumi ware bebre na ono so ba be gina bonten ne kasa ene ade no sa no oma no eha no so hwep ne kun no dibia ogom na papa no bia waduro na obetumi ahwe se oba be horo ne ntuma fi e wa bonten no ene ntu na for all these years no waye din hina ne se tembia no wo mox no obo mpaye so otwadi amponyankopon enkasa because se chief imam kura ba mu na sa baba wa baba Banda entumi ama chief imam mpo entumi ehunu kun na se bi otafrache o se baba Banda anya ni tipen nya na fe no na wa ma no kwan ma wa ye den odna no abetutu nanim no be kansam ne ade nti one ma amene de o se no wa ye din no otwen ye rade o hwe de rade ebeye because o hwe se ne no masi akose be mo ne na wo mamunum Fadel yo ti hei ono se wo hwe ono no maame no ne papa ne mana Fadel ne to so nan de oye ka akire no e yo ba so ho na ka akire oba no ono ne papa ye close papa ono ne papa ye close pa wo mu hina no maami maami baba Azuma Banda se ompene mo bia enhwe no ne baba ma ba ko no podo ka kire me se ose oka ase okohwe ne papa sebie tafrache Ghana fo wanim ose baba ka kire ne se ade so fa ne to ba bia ne ya na eba ansa watumi ahu papa no na kwabena ensemi emu ya hwirom ehu se papa wabo ne bra one ne yire atena start abrabo oba no kura anya se oye no se wa ware ne so kotu ni tirisan wo mo ye wedding ewo UK nti eduru ba bi kura no na yesesa atago nsemi animgu ase ani ade kura maame ne yesa nkokọ na papa no ko hu chief imam na chief imam efrem maame ne kasa na maame ne sister chief imam woni me akasa de ya ene min fo wanu nsi fo mo da na papa na nkasa eye eden ehwe ye pa ne yiri chow ma bibia ye enti no se papa no wo mamu num mpanyimfo no podi omu ni ha o na se maami a odi ni kunu oye Mrs. se bi otafrache maami nkobo adwaman da maami oni be ma bia nkoda ada o maami eye maami bi odi ni huni oye raba papa maami di oganafo na wo kan yo ganafo krante maami Cassandra Azuma Bandanka oye very quiet and a colded person simpa say papa ne beka say oh hunu ne baba no mpo no hu se eja no wo mo wo ma ye wo ma bi wo ho a wo mo ye too close ne baba no kra no for 4 years o hu ne papa da ti asamu a Banda hini ni nua nkasa ote ha oka nenti no how on earth se be ma kra ware be ye miensa na se onan a ye beka se ne yere ni ade ye ma ohu ne ma tu se asam ne mu ya yiro nti e pese Ghana fo ejaje senia na Fadel pese okohu ne papa wo mo eye video ni ade di tu krom na Fadel okwa Fadel be ku ne papa na nka ye de papa yi kwoto 37 Fadel te ne papa nchen se se de okay na nka onku papa no ana ni nua ye oti he obeku ni papa ana ni nua ba e kra friend nua ba no mpo what's the name of your sister your sister yes ono ni nua ba yi girl iti ni papa nchen 24/7 so ho enti ye besre say papa no say no ye nimnyam ni no baba momodian no hwe se asem wei wo mu nka no wo fie Banda hene the whole Ashanti region ono so sanso ye papa ni legitimate brother e no te ho no mama wo mu ngu papa ye ni mase emfa papa te ye besre se ye John Dramani Mahama na Akufo-Addo mpanyimfo amuwo krom ha mo kansem ni bia ye besre chief imam say chief imam fa ne nansi form na sani Alhaji Azuma Banda city no asem we die court nsem de ye anim guase na kwabena woni baby kura ya mawerho po de ya mawerho ne se mia menua ba Banda hwe se woni papa e wo mamienu wo mamienu wo mu nua bemma nti die mpo ena nka Fadel de be ya wo a nti wo be gina so no wo hwe se wo de Fadel be kwa gina court wo se mpepefo de aya na anuanom no wo mo ka hwe Yerua John Dramani Mahama eni ni nua Ibrahim Mahama so wamu ye jama hwe wamu relationship nti pepefo do wamu ntisa yen akanfo wamu di agade ani nti no nti ye besre oba baba Banda say baba whoever that is advising you for choose no good from me your ba ni bi na hwe na maame no Mrs no fe ni die ma no na bomodian na tra na say sansem kura ba ye tago nsem say na maame ya ma out amekasa ntia wo da nti bomodian na monhwe na die ni die sede no yamfa ma no so ho na Mrs Cassandra Azuma Banda or your legitimate wife Mrs wedded wife in the UK are documents in our
That's it. Namala Estate and Constructions Limited once as no wama saman dodo waka so teacher man te denchira kotoku fanchire kochopoli afienya ehonyina nama once as wo de womu oni nama eton safre wo se brabeje asase wa hye Christmas promotion no ase yene ntinsa ase no watete to say e de amount o de ko site free wo bra wuntu ahwe utotua no wo ho a wo cho blocks and cement de aka ho ufra wo ma 6 to 12 months now de atua ne nkakra me pa cho wo wama saman oni Ebenezer Block Factory ne di nhwe anim wo Abiase Junction honomo amasaman Abiase Junction opposite the Ebenezer Block Factory no frɛ 0249 699 035 0249 699 035 ana 020 50 51 525 na any oni nkomo Intri Herbal Clinic number 1 herbal clinic in Ghana or sanyadwa ahodo wo bra wuntua sika pii stroke hepatitis B kokram diabetes blood pressure prostate mu ha waist pain kidney mu ha joint pain fibroid awo na ma ni nyina wo Intri Herbal Clinic obeboa wo ama na free wo so Dr. Intri ni na pamfo bodwuma e won sanwam ni ade so kwantempo no so owo noka ene anof emfimfin ho no mo a frɛ won yen 0243 522 795 0243 522 795 and 0241 904627 na anyone in nkomo anopay Royal Chapter Property Group Limited e won sase wo teacher mante me ba cho wo awutiem ya wo pass ase wo teacher mante die Royal Chapter Property Group Limited na make am for amount Langard for how mansun bi eni ho tutumrika na kwajibi e wo teacher mante police station in Chenhwa full plot 70 by 100 ubenya half plot 35 by 100 ubenya na ekrata sika bia ubetu anso nkrata nyina eka ho pepepe or 6 to 12 month payment plan wo homa and or special package ma wo mo nso a eto atua ne ho a ensuo enkanea e wasase no so dada ye di marketing ye ankasa me pa cho Royal Chapter Property Group Limited for frewomo na no mo ni nkomo 0256 51 5862 0256 51 5862 and 0201 63 64 34 na ene wo muni nkomo ene no payi kai se eja power me pa cho otonsa afro sisi ana wura fi ade general body pain diabetes how twere kokram stroke me pa cho wo condition bia me pa cho fo ni kire eye eja power ho na obeboa ma na free so manfo sure ba woni so okọ eja power ho a obeboa me pa cho Liberia camp kwantana frɛ no 0559 449 221 0559 449 221 and 0559 374859 na ene no eni nkomo anopay obeboa ama problem no every also 2 steps real estate e won sase no gomua akoti adawukwa Liberia camp ama samai obom ensanwoma deso ana obukwahye ne nhihye ne yahodo 9 se wutua ne ho a wufiri na bosumi nsia afe anase emfie mienu entitesa akoti se wutua ne ho a ye 45 wufiri na bosumi nsia 5000 afe eye 5005 emfie mienu eye 6000 o the 500 cedis na beto ase omho penny the only place a utimi tua 500 Ghana cedis na wa hya se ya asase wura no de aka no wachemu ama mfie mienu na de atua ne nkakra ode wo site memende bia obeye nkrata nyina nso aka ho de ama manso nso eni ho kura me pa cho frɛ 2 steps real estate 0245 883287 0245 883287 and 0544 424548 na anyone any enkomo ya ko entino ne kura no yanhwe de edibesi na aka esima no me yensa
yes ne kura ni hina ne se eye Mrs Cassandra Alaji Azuma Banda o say silent is golden na eduru baabi ho a se wankasa utiri ho a ye bone ono momu de se sia ya ni kun yare ni kun no health ne nkwa the most important thing to her enti o hwe because o sesa nka wankofa ni kun no a na nka ganafo aka se sia ye hina ye twa adwo nka papa na ye funura na odanyame asese otumi kofa ni kun no at the right time ode ne call hospital so doctors ni nyina hu say papa ne de sanka wo manfa na amade anka sesi anka Alaji Azuma Banda na nka ontenkwam na nka sesi anka wa ye funura nti at the appropriate time no ono Mrs Cassandra Azuma Banda obeye press conference na papa no wo ne yere ba ko ni fie ho no infoni ni bi ni ade akura che say wo mu kita about infoni ni pa me say eya yro ferry na se rana nhwe ama wo mo anka sam ne boko no de on threaten no ne mo at the appropriate time no Ghana fo be hu say papa ne wafie ho no no ma no ekoso eni emu mfonini ni ade a wo mo kita no wo mo di ni hina de betudwa nti kwabra ye kasa so a ye beba police asam so o say ebrenas patcho 1 minute ye be sere say eye Greater Accra region Dr. Garba enim so oye adwuma papa ono so ye one nice gentleman na onye basabasa woman e bribe a onje eye Dr. Garba a oya Accra Regional Police Commander na papa bia wanya 81 years a papa yi ko exile Rolling Time ni danya wasie papa yi ba ye na nkofo pese o mo fa dan no papa ya ko court ni ade na nya court judgment obi a na nkofo pese ni papa pese o fa dan na papa ne court onya judgment no boy na tumi akobu papa ne dan a ne nuoma wom ono akosesa ne nuoma agu ho e de padlock e de akwakotim o de case ni de ko Accra Regional CID ni okita case no ye friend ni Solomon ono ni Solomon o wa Accra Region docket ni mpo crime officer no fra Solomon se docket na yira papa ni 81 years o se okoye ni sology ni 2000 Ghana solo no tembia no obisa ni sika ti papa ne dia ba betu manim senia papa yi ba radio station a obohu filo ne me kasa ya se me nso asem no hwe kwabena ade ba kwa pesa me kache gan for dia ya na ya me ya aya me betina haka police force me se hwe ye wura Dr. George Akufu Dampare papa yonde o kwabena papa ne ye adwuma na nso be hu na police ni bia koye bone na ama ye di papa yatem na ebirim ti say Kevin Taylor no this bloggers no mu di papa yatem kwabena pacho just a second me pacho minim saba 1 second pacho me sra pa ma me finalize asem we hwe eda no obi ka kire me say o si police ni bi ka kire ni say o wo mo de wo mo police fo bi nu ho a wo mo ya de at is that GP no wo mbedi na tem say si a ye ka kire Ghana Police Service wo bi biara wo ni mu a peace what Ghana ka kire mo ye wo ho say police ni ye adwuma papa ye bo na baso wo ya bone so ye beka na wo bi biara wo ni ma ba ko ye bone me ye di IGP atem no wo ni peace world Ghana e wa asamka
Weda se papa Philomena Kuntu Blanks na hihye adwuma de ani ade bre wo ye da se nyame ya do o chire be hia me ni kwabena Japan Daniel Kofi Ababio Danny Fi bro bɔkɔ deɛ mekyia wo yere ɛne abusuafo wo yere na wɔnyem no mekyia sɛ dan ntim pakyɛw woyɛ young girl bi na dan fish ase bobɔ na ni kyɛw so hu sɛ ne yere nyem me pakyɛw gospel light na mid morning ato aso anɔpɛ ɛde ama na ne yɛda ase sɛ ofiri asante ɛbaaye na ne yɛbɛdi nkɔmɔ bandafo ɛhene ne nua ne Alhaji Azuma Banda obi ɛsɛ ne message o si asɛm we de agi nyame yo na am say yes gi nyame ye serious issue gospel light na mid morning ato aso ama good morning.
Ya, we dey omam jemu aseme. Adana no pe wo pie me so sa.
Maja be ma. Madam fo bi na ne ho akere no a me ba be pɛ mo awo ho yo.
Aho kire bai.
Wonya ne yade na eya ma na wade akura agu. Sese wontimi